Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to open up and disassemble this Alienware M16 R1 laptop. Alright, so this thing is having an error where it's flashing the alien head blue 5 times and then red 3 times. So we're going to open it up and hopefully a battery drain will fix it, but I'm not sure. Let me see if I can show this. So I push the power button. Actually, I think nothing's going to happen while the battery is, or while it's unplugged. So maybe the battery's also bad. Alright, anyways, there's the inside. Let's go ahead and flip this over. This is my first time opening up this model. So we're going to see, hopefully it doesn't, it's not too difficult to take apart. We're using a PH1 or JS1 screwdriver to remove the screws from the bottom. Alright, let's see. Sometimes the screws stay attached on these Alienware computers, so okay, these do come out. You want to keep the screws in order because they are different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that is I put them flat side down like that on my desk in the pattern I remove them. Right, sorry, I have a cough, so if I have issues talking, that's why. Alright, anyways, let's go ahead and remove all the screws. Again, keep them all in order. If this video helps you out, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Alright, if you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. I also have another channel called It's Been Reviewed and More. Same profile picture, but zoomed in because it's a close look at things. Currently, those videos are on this channel as well. But as that one grows, eventually I'm only going to be putting the new videos on that channel. So if you like my review videos or you just want to help me out a lot for helping you with your stuff, yeah, subscribe to that one and then watch a few of those videos, like and comment on those, and that'll really help me out. Okay, if you're wondering, these two corner screws, they don't come out all the way. They actually stay attached, and that's actually to help keep the, or to help pop the bottom cover off. So when you undo those, it actually popped open a little bit. As you can see, there's a gap here now. And usually I'll get my fingernails in there and let's see if we can pop it out. Oh, it's really dusty in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my fingernails along that gap. And then I'll push with my thumb here and pull with my fingernails there. And usually that'll pop the whole cover up. Okay, sometimes these screws, after they go in, they reconnect a little. So make sure that they're completely out by twisting it a little bit more. Okay, so we did get the entire front unclipped. Let's go down the side now and see if we can do the same thing over there. Okay, I am using fingernails. Obviously, you can use pry tools, but I just use these because it's what I always have on hand, and they usually tend to work pretty well for me. Okay, so we're just going around the side here. I'm not sure if we're gonna have to remove this before we can pop this out, but we'll find out. Okay, so we're just going along the side again and popping all the clips up. Okay, so there we go, and let's see, we got these sides and we got the middle up. Okay, it feels like a corner got stuck down here, so I think this corner is still stuck. Yep, I had to unscrew it a little, it keeps sticking itself back up. Okay, so I popped this clip. We're gonna carefully now, okay, so we didn't need to remove the back, and there you go, we got the bottom cover off. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to disconnect the battery. Actually, let me go ahead and clean this out real quick so I can get a cleaner thumbnail here. I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to brush this, and then I'm going to use an electric air blower to blow all the dust away. So I'll do that real quick and I'll be back. See you guys in a bit. Alright, so I'm back. We cleaned out this so it's a lot less dusty now. Alright, and yeah, I thought these were thermal pads, but these are just like foam. Okay. Anyways, we'll set the cover aside. Here we have the inside. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. Battery model number is right here, 69KF2. All right, we're going to go ahead and disconnect the battery, and we're going to see if that does anything to help reset that. Okay, so usually I grab this and I kind of just wiggle it side to side, and hopefully eventually we'll be able to get the connector to walk out. This thing is in there pretty tight. So there we go. We got that disconnected. We're going to now open up the laptop, and what we're going to do is we're going to press and hold the power button for at least 15 seconds to drain any residual power. On a lot of these Dell and HP laptops and other laptops now, they actually use the main battery as the CMOS BIOS RTC real-time clock battery. So disconnecting the battery and then holding the power button actually also resets the BIOS as well. So sometimes if they're lucky, it could be that there's no hardware issues, but maybe it had a temporary short or some overheat. I mean, there was quite a bit of dust in here, so maybe it got a temporary overheat, and after resetting that, we're going to get it to power on. So I'll take a look, just make sure nothing is loose. Everything looks okay here. Okay, let me go plug this in real quick, and we'll power it up and see if we got anything. All right, so we'll zoom out. All right, let me get the plug ready, and we'll plug it in, and I'll be back. All right, so we'll plug this in. Let's go ahead and take a look. Last time it made the alien, okay, the alien head just turned itself on, as you can see, and it's flashing random colors right now. So I'm going to let this sit for a while, and we'll see, because what happened last time is after this ran through its cycles, then the head started just flashing red and blue. So let me turn off the flash real quick. Again, remember, I did disconnect the main battery. So yeah, okay, it looks like it's still doing the same thing. So if that's the case, that means the power rail or something is bad on the motherboard. So sadly, the motherboard's going to need repair. I'm not able to do that kind of repair, so I'll have to see if my partner can fix it. But yeah, it's just doing that flashing thing. Okay, so we'll unplug this. Let's flip this over. I'll just go over some components I see inside instead. So yeah, it looks like there's a connector here underneath some adhesive there. Let me zoom in. Okay, it's not labeled, but usually this is going to be like for the cameras and things like that. And then most likely this is for the LCD LVDS screen connector, whatever they call it now. Okay, what does it say? 18 rear BD cable. Huh, it says Infinity 18 rear BD cable, so I don't know. But anyways, usually to get these out, I would flick it up from here. These tabs usually don't work. If you're going to mess with this cable or this cable, it's very important. Again, disconnect the battery and then press and hold the power button for at least 15 seconds. I did plug it in, so if you want to mess with these, you should actually, if you did what I did, again, open the laptop and press and hold the power button for another 15 seconds. All right, but I'm just going to show the components in here, so I'm not disassembling anything, so I shouldn't have to worry about that. I will take out the RAM, but other than that, yeah. Okay, so we got a small fan right here with the connector there. If you want to remove that, the way I remove those, I go with my fingernails, grab the wings, and then wiggle as I pull to pop it out. Okay, we also have two connectors here. This looks like for the DC jack charge port connector. This says LED, what's that? LED GN1 or something. So most likely that's for this light that goes around this entire back panel. Okay. All right, heatsink. It looks like there's a small heatsink here, but the CPU and GPU, the heatsink seems to be going from the other side. Okay, so yeah. All right, you got two SSD slots here for 2230 PCIe NVMe SSDs. These are the shorter ones. They have another 2030 PCIe NVMe slot here. Although this one does have support for a standard 2280 if you use the screw back here. Okay, if you want to use a shorter one, you can move this screw mount over to here. The actual M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD is here, so you would take this screw out and this screw out, and then most likely there's a thermal pad sticking it onto the SSD, so I would lift from this side slowly, and that will peel up the thermal pad. Make sure you just pull gently, don't try and rip it out quickly because you don't want to break the SSD or damage the slot. Okay, after you remove the metal plate, you can go ahead and grab the SSD from the back here, have it go up at an angle slightly, and then pull it out. There might be a thermal pad on the bottom as well. Actually, I don't see one on the bottom, so you should be able to just pull it out after that. You can probably even leave the metal plate attached to the SSD and then pull the whole thing out together, but then if you're putting a new SSD, then that defeats the purpose, right? So anyways, you got 2 screws here, and the wireless card is under there with the antennas there. After you remove the metal plate, same idea with removing the SSD, but there are antennas that you go from the tail and just pull up. Don't try and pull it up from the connector on this side, okay? Alright, this board seems to be separate, okay? It's 2 layers, and then there's screws that hold that board onto it. This is for the Ethernet port, USB 3, and the headphone jack or headset jack, whatever you want to call it, as well as this speaker connector here. So this actually connects both speakers, so this you can grab the wings wiggle to pull it out if you want to remove it. And from that speaker, there's a cable that runs along underneath or behind the battery here at the, along the front edge, all the way to the other speaker here. So that's how the speakers connect. You got another fan connector here. You can grab, wiggle, and pull that out. Another fan connector here. Grab, wiggle, and pull that out. I don't know if these fans are attached to the heatsink. They probably aren't, other than with the tape here and here, maybe from the other side as well as here, because they have several screws holding these fans down. So same thing with this one. There's 3 screws holding the fan down, and then you got adhesive running across. So my guess is you can remove the fans without removing the whole heatsink, but again, I'm not pulling that stuff out since I'm not going to be the one doing the board repair. I don't want to mess around with other stuff and risk damaging anything else. This says for the touchpad, the flip latches on this side, so if you need to remove that, you can see I flipped it up, and then you can pull that cable out. I'll flip it back down. And then this one, do they label it? KBBL2. So this is probably for the keyboard backlight. There's a flip latch here. Okay. And what else? They have this connector, but nothing is connected there. So most likely the other connectors are either under the battery or under the motherboard. But yeah, that's probably about all I'm going to take a look at. This is more a surface level look. Oh, obviously there's also RAM here. So there's 2 things here. And okay, so this is DDR5 RAM. There's an 8 gig PC5 5600B. So there's these 2 metal tabs. You pull them to the side, and then the stick of RAM will pop up slightly. You can go ahead and pull it out. But yeah, you can put any PC5 5600B RAM. So keep that in mind if you want to get 32 gigs, or what is it, 40, I think they have 48 gig sticks, so you can get 96 gigs total or something. I don't know if they have larger than that, but right now the cost of RAM and SSDs are crazy expensive, so I don't know who would be crazy enough to buy a lot more RAM and SSD right now unless you really, really need it. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and plug the battery connector back in. You want to actually pinch both sides together at the same time, so usually I'll get the connector in, and then I will go from both sides and just pinch it like this. Wow, why is this so difficult to plug back in? Okay, let me make sure. I mean, it can't go crooked. There's like that. So, okay, it's just going to take a lot of force, isn't it? I'm going to actually end up breaking my fingernail trying to pull this. I don't know if there's a special tool. You see how it has this little rectangle on top? I wonder if there's a special tool that you put in there to help pull that, to get that connector in, because I can easily get that out. Let me make sure it shouldn't be any bent pins. No, the pins are fine. So I want to make sure. I mean, I don't see how you would bend it, because this thing can only go in with this rectangle going straight in. So yeah, so geez, that connector's really hard to pull in. So keep that in mind if you're replacing the battery. This connector will be very difficult to replug. Okay. Okay, that's all the way in now. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and put the bottom cover back on. Sorry I didn't do a complete teardown of this thing. I only do what I need to for the repairs, and these videos are a bonus to people who get to watch it. So I'm not going to be ripping out extra things that I don't need to, because it's not something I can repair anyways. So anyways, let's go ahead and get the bottom cover back on. The way you do that, go with these front tabs. Hopefully this video at least helped you upgrade like your SSDs or RAM. But anyways, we'll go ahead and get this back in. Just go at an angle. Okay, once you do that, slide that. Make sure those tabs all go underneath here. Okay, and then once you see that it's all flush, there's no gap there, you can go ahead and push down to clip down the sides and stuff again. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, it might be a little tricky. Just push down, make sure those clips go in. All right, it'll be easier once you get these two screws on the corner in. So let's go ahead and do that. I like to twist it backwards. Hear it click, you hear that? And then go ahead and tighten it down. Okay, while you're screwing that down, you might want to help push the cover to help click in the clips. And there we go. All right, so same thing with this one. Hear it click and then tighten it down. And click all of that into place. Okay, so now we just gotta get all the rest of the things clipped in. Make sure to push it all the way across. Okay, go around the sides, check it, make sure the clips are in, they look good. Okay, go to the other side, make sure the clips look good. Okay, clip that in all the way, and there we go. All right. Let's see here. All right, also the headphone jack, actually, I think this is just part of the case. Sometimes it sticks out there, so you have to lift the case a certain way, but it doesn't look like we had that problem with this one. So that's good. All right, anyways, we're going to get the rest of the screws back in, and that's pretty much it. Again, hopefully this video helped you guys out. I know it wasn't a repair. I mean, I don't do board level repairs usually, unless it's like small solder components, but I don't know how to diagnose all the circuits and things like that. But yeah, anyways, hopefully, again, this video helped you guys out. Hopefully it helped you at least upgrade your RAM or SSD, or add 3 more SSDs, up to 3 more SSDs, or even replace your battery. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. Again, if this video helped you out, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their device as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Again, if you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. Again, I also have another channel called It's Been Reviewed and More. Same profile picture, but zoomed in because it's a close look at things. Currently, again, those review videos are going on this channel as well, but once that channel gets enough to stand on its own, then I will stop posting those reviews on here. So if you want to see me stop posting a whole bunch of review videos on that channel, then that's one of the ways to help. I think it needs about 260 or so subscribers more before I can start doing that. So yeah, anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Let's drop this. Bye.